Welcome to the Sales Lab. What are some of the biggest obstacles that somebody starting in this career might run into?
Patience. Uh, this is not a job that, um, it's not a get rich quick scheme, which some people think. They don't understand what an ESOP is. They hear the fact that our ESOP our stock price has increased a couple $100 over the last couple of years. And it's almost too good to be true. And so, they try to rush themselves maybe, or they think it maybe should go faster. And it's just not, probably with any job, it takes time to get used to not only the company, the culture, um, but how the different departments that we offer. If you want training in those departments, that could be 2 years. If you truly want a rotational kind of education training, we don't want to rush that. We have a breakdown of each department and what the skills, abilities that you have to master before you sort of move on to the next phase. And so for us, it's all about, you hear the process, you hear, trust the process, be patient with the process. But usually it's because they want to rush it, and maybe steps are skipped. Uh, and so, usually it's that, it's that point that they want to rush through the process instead. And the people that really do take their time and fully understand it are the ones that, as it pertains to technical sales, are successful quicker. They're the ones that understand, why is it important for me to spend time with our shop fabricators? Okay, it's important because I need to know what we stock. I need to know how long it takes to fabricate this hose assembly, so that when I'm in front of my customer, or they call me in the middle of the night and they say, I need this right now, our technical salespeople can say, hey, these are the steps it takes to make whatever you just asked for. And those can't be shortened. It's going to take 6 hours to fabricate this hose. It's going to take, I can't get it to you right now because of this. And so if they don't have that knowledge, they can't, for the customer, they can't be, they can be much more, I think they can earn that trust quicker with the knowledge that they have. And so for us, that takes time, and there's no substitute for that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm wondering, I mean, you use the word patience, but I'm wondering, or impatience rather, but I wonder if it might also be like ego, right? I mean, what's driving the impatience? Is it that, okay, I'm just really impatient. I'm a little greedy. I want it now. I want to win. I want the commission. I want the money. Or is it, my ego? Like I know you're telling me that it takes this long for other people, but I'm a very special person. I'm me after all, and I want to get out there and do more and do better. Or maybe something else entirely. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it can play into it. I think we assume a lot. We assume I have this education, I've had this job. And so, not knowing exactly what you do as a company, but I feel like I can be successful. And so like I said, it starts with a conversation. If you don't fully understand what we do, then how can you be so confident that you can be this successful this fast? And so, I think that's where, some of the training that we offer maybe not exposes, but maybe shed some light on some of the things that they may not know. And like I mentioned, the way that we do things, and I think, that's why our sales internship is so important, is that we don't operate outside sales the same way as maybe other companies. So for our outside salespeople, they don't generate quotes. They don't generate orders. That's our inside sales role's job. And so we keep our outside salespeople, basically they're like a local remote person. They don't come to the office except for maybe 2 times a week. They're constantly in front of customers. While other companies, you might be responsible for putting together the presentation or putting together the bid or the quote. Our people don't do that. Our outside sales people gather the information. They send it to our inside sales group, who is then responsible for entering it into our ERP. And so there's things like that are not unique to RGA, but maybe it's a different way. And they may assume outside sales. I've done that in my past. My degree is in, I may have a minor in technical sales, and I feel like that's the role I want to go straight into. And not to say they can't get there, but it may not be exactly what they've heard in school, or exactly like a previous role that they had. So I think, having some patience to get through that process, to understand, like I said, the company, the culture, how we go about servicing our customers. If you can understand that, I think that those are the people that probably are the most successful.